Sana never liked the old farmhouse her father inherited, but she had no choice except to stay there. The place always felt unsettling, but tonight it felt alive. The wind outside was motionless, and even the trees stood unnaturally still. Carrying a trembling candle, she walked through the dim hallway as shadows clung to the walls. For the past 3 nights, someone had knocked on her bedroom door at exactly 3:12 a.m. Not a loud bang, just a slow, chilling tap, tap, tap. The first night she ignored it. The second night she prayed. The third night she whispered, "Who's there?" The tapping stopped, but something whispered back. She didn't understand the words, but the sound slithered through the room like cold air. Tonight, on the 4th night, she decided she couldn't run anymore. She wanted the truth. The clock strikes 3:12. The farmhouse was unusually still, as if it knew something was coming. Sana sat on her bed, clutching a candle. The flame wavered even without wind, bending toward the door like it was drawn to something beyond it. Her heartbeat echoed in her ears. When the clock downstairs chimed 3 times, a strange pressure filled the house. The walls tightened. The air grew colder. The wooden floor seemed to breathe beneath her feet. Then, at exactly 3:12 a.m., it came. Tap, tap, tap. Slow, rhythmic, patient. The bedroom door trembled lightly. Sana inhaled shakily, took 2 steps forward and whispered, "What do you want?" No reply. The tapping stopped, then resumed, but softer, almost inviting. Her hand reached for the doorknob. It was freezing, as if someone had been holding it from the other side. She pulled her hand back, and that's when it happened. A second tapping began, not from the door, but from inside the room, behind her. The figure in the corner. Sana slowly turned the candle toward the corner of her room. At first she saw only darkness. Then the flame flickered, revealing a tall silhouette standing unnaturally still. Its limbs were too long. Its arms reached almost to the floor, its spine bent forward like a broken branch. The face, or what she thought was the face, looked blurred as if carved from fog. There were no eyes, no mouth, no features at all. Just a pale, stretched blur like damp smoke frozen in shape. The creature lifted one crooked finger and tapped the wall behind it. Tap, tap, tap. Sana let out a strangled scream and stumbled backward. The candle fell from her hand, hitting the floor and extinguishing instantly. The room plunged into thick darkness. The sound that came next didn't belong in this world. A scraping, like bones grating together. A long breath, raspy and dry. A dragging step, slow, deliberate. It was moving toward her. She backed away blindly until her hand found the doorknob. She twisted it desperately and threw the door open, sprinting into the hall. But she stopped dead in her tracks. The hallway had changed. The endless corridor. Where the normal hallway should have ended in the staircase, there was now only darkness stretching endlessly. The corridor twisted unnaturally like a spine bent in the wrong direction, disappearing into shadow. The house was shifting around her. Behind her, the tapping began again, this time frantic. Tap, 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 tap. It grew louder, closer, faster. The sound echoed through the corridor. She ran. The floorboards groaned beneath her feet. The walls seemed to pulse like living flesh. The darkness ahead swallowed her candleless vision. She didn't look back. She couldn't, but she could hear it. The creature was following. Not running, not crawling. Something in between, like its limbs were scraping across the walls, pulling its twisted body forward. Then she heard it whisper again. The same voice from the 3rd night, but this time she understood the words, "Come back." The house remembers. Sana darted into the kitchen, slamming the door behind her. She backed into the counter, breathing hard, blinking away tears. The house felt alive now. The walls pulsed, the lights flickered, the shadows under the table stretched like fingers. Suddenly, she heard the faint tapping again, not at the door, but from the window. She turned slowly. In the reflection of the glass, she saw her own face, pale and terrified. And behind her, standing only inches away, was the blurred figure. Sana screamed and ran. She dashed through the house, trying door after door. Every exit led to a hallway that wasn't there before. Every window showed darkness that didn't belong to night. The knocking followed her everywhere. at the floor, the walls, the ceiling, the door, the stairs, as if the entire house was tapping with the creature, as if it wasn't just inside the farmhouse, it was the farmhouse. 3:13 a.m. Finally, Sana reached the front door. She yanked it open. Instead of the outside world, the corridor stretched before her again, black, endless, cold. Behind her, the tapping stopped. Silence. Then a breath brushed her back neck. Slow, wet lips. She turned around. The creature stood only inches away. For the first time, the fog on its face shifted, revealing a hollow, widening mouth. It whispered, "You opened the door." The lights went out, and the tapping ceased, because Sana did